Hello. Today I would like to talk about listening strategies. I would like to give you some tips that would help you get a higher score in your listening test. So let's start. As you might be aware, you will have to reach a word limit in your listening test. Always remember that the word count includes all prepositions and articles. Don't try to impress the examiners by going over the word limit. It will simply backfire, and you will be marked down. Look out for the keywords in each question. Spotting the keywords will help you listen more effectively. You can underline the keywords if you like. And while listening to the recordings, try to figure out who is talking and what exactly they're talking about. Look at the questions carefully and decide what information is needed for each blank. In multiple choice questions, get rid of options by putting a cross next to them when you think they are not correct answers. That way you would eliminate all the wrong answers, and I'm sure this will help you to stick with the correct answer. Look out for any paraphrases or synonyms that have the same meaning as the information you anticipate to hear. You might hear the right answer expressed in a completely different way. If you miss an answer while listening to the recording, please don't worry and continue listening. Otherwise, you will miss the next question as well. Make sure to check your grammar in all your answers. Make sure that they are spelled correctly and make sense in the context. Try to answer every single question, even if you don't know what to write. You won't lose marks for wrong answers. And when transferring your answers to the answer sheet, please be careful not to copy anything that's on the test paper. Write your answers in your own words. Use your prediction skills to predict key points on the main idea. As soon as you have identified the topic, your prediction skills will help you find out certain details. For example, a writer who teaches creative writing might discuss a novel writing, its plot and brief description, how to come up with interesting ideas for a novel, or how to make it more appealing to an audience. Now, let's focus on number conventions. It's very important that you know how to write numbers correctly. And there will be different ways of writing numbers. So let's have a look at prices first. When talking about prices, we never use the word point. Quite often we use the word and in order to combine the decimal numbers. For example, 45.75 would be spoken as £45.75 or £45.75. Now and again, you might find that the currency isn't mentioned at all. For example, 45.75 could be spoken as simply 45.75. So I use the latest example. I always say 15.50 or 20.70 instead of £20.70. Next one, dates. Remember that in British English, the day always comes before the month. For example, the date September 15th, 2019 could be written as 15.09.19 or 15.9 without the 0.2019. So you can see the difference between the two. So there is 15.0919, and when you write the entire year, as in 2019, there is no 0. So 0 is gone. There is no 0 there. And these digits are separated by points, as you can see there, 15.09.19. And same here, 15.9.2019. However, in American English, the month comes first. For example, September 15th, 2019 could be written as 09/15/19 or 9/15/2019. And again, as you might have noticed, that there is no point between the digits. Instead, there is slash or slashes or I call them forward slash. So forward slashes. So I would say 09 forward slash 15 forward slash 19. So that's the difference between British English and American English. In British English, we use points between digits, and in American English, they use forward slashes. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, and it's about telephone numbers. The numbers are usually spoken as individual digits. For example, this number or these numbers would be spoken as 678954. When a digit is repeated in a phone number, it's usually spoken as double or triple. For example, a British person might say the phone number, this number, as 020 99 22 1888. You can say 0 instead of O. You could say 020 99 22 1888. You might think, okay, why O? Because you might think O is a word that we usually express to show emotion, like oh or oh dear. No, in this instance, O actually means 0. Okay, so you could say 020 99 22 1888 instead of zeros. Next, thousands. Thousands could be spoken as the equivalent number of hundreds. For example, 1,900 could be expressed as 1,900. 4,700 could be spoken as 4,700. Or 1,398 could be spoken as 1,398. And in this picture, you can see there are two numbers there. So the first one is 1,382. So another way of saying this number would be 1,382. Second one, 1,435. So another way of saying this number would be 1,435. So in this instance, we're talking about currency here. So it could be 1,435 pounds and 2 pence. Let's move on to the next slide. This time, we're going to talk about decimal numbers. The decimal numbers are usually indicated with a word point. Each decimal number is expressed individually. For example, 16.99 would be spoken as 16.99. So here, as you can see, there is a point between these digits. And if you look at this picture, you can see there are also points there. You could say 0.62, 1.02, 0.72, 1.02. As you might have noticed, I just mentioned not. Yes, that's another way of saying 0. So you can say not in British English instead of 02. It's not spelled as N-O-T, as in not. It's spelled as N-O-U-G-H-T, not. And the last one is fractions. Fractions are always expressed with the ending th-s. So sometimes you add th, and in most cases you can say you pronounce it as th. For example, the fraction 2/7 would be spoken as 2/7, or 5/10 would be spoken as 5/10. As you can see, there is th and s, and you pronounce it as th. And if you look at this picture, you can see fractions there. So you can see the first one, 3, 4. So you could, when you write this fraction in your test, in your listening test, then you would put forward slash. You wouldn't write it as in this form, as in mathematical form, but you would write it with a forward slash, like 3 forward slash 4th, then 3/8 or 3/8. So with a forward slash in between. That's it for now. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to leave a comment if you like, and subscribe to my channel. Until next Tuesday, goodbye from me.